Okay, so Harmon, can you hear us? I'm not sure if you're on, but if not, I'll go ahead and start moving forward with the meeting. Okay, we can't hear you, so I'm not sure if you need to call in or not, but I'll go ahead and go as far as I can. So it's 6:01, so we'll go ahead and convene the meeting. We have the board members in attendance. Looks like we've got Kevin, we've got Art, we've got Ron, we've got Todd. So we do have a quorum. All right, so Kevin, would you like me to facilitate the meeting on and off with Harmon as he comes in?
Hello, I'm back.
Oh, hi Harmon, there you are.
Yeah, I'm on my cell phone. Sorry, the computer audio didn't work.
Okay.
I can still see, so I can see the screen and some of the participants. I apologize, everyone. I'm actually, if you didn't hear earlier, I'm actually in New York in a hotel visiting my daughter that we came out to visit yesterday is having a child. So good reasons. I'll be back on Monday. Naomi is perfectly capable of handling any of the issues while I'm gone, but we'll go through the meeting and I'll be able to facilitate your meeting as usual if you like. How's that?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right, Kevin, I will facilitate as you requested. So it is, I'm hitting my watch here, 6:03. We do have a quorum. Looking down the list, we have a quorum. Approved minutes. So on page 2, please. We have the minutes from the last meeting. Board, if you'd like to review those, they were also in the packet that was emailed to you. And let me know if there's any additions, changes, or deletions.
A motion that we approve them as is.
I second.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Any further board discussion on the motion? Any homeowner discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Go back to the agenda, please. Very good. We have the financial report. Treasurer, would you like me to review the financials with everyone?
Yeah, if you could review that briefly, that would be good.
Jeez.
Very good. Thank you, Art. So this is our balance sheet. No real surprises here. Overall, financially, we're doing well. So our total operations, that's the two checking accounts between the Parcel 6 and the checking is $124,997. I will preface, I should have said that these are as of 4/30, so the close of the month of April, and these are accrual books if anybody's interested in cash versus accrual. So in our reserve, we have 836,066. In assessments receivables, these are assessments that are due by homeowners of 26,265. And then we have late fees and legal fees and reserve fund and fines and other that total 17,073. Accounts payable, the bills that are in process of being paid, and then of course prepaid assessments, 14,984, exactly what it sounds like. It's homeowners that prepay their assessments that have not yet been used in their assessment charges. Next page, please. Typically, what we like to do is highlight the year-to-date actual versus budget to see how we're doing on budget. So on income, we're actually above budget by 4,698. So you can see that's a little bit in the reserve fund is down. We did budget for the contribution to reserves from sales. So as a house sells, a small portion goes into reserves. So we're a little under there. But you see in other, we're over budget, and you see in legal fees, we're over budget, and in fines, and in late fees. So we don't budget for late fees, we don't budget for fines, and then legal fees are contributions or the offset of legal charges. So as we go down in the expenses, you're going to see charges that aren't budgeted for, but some of those have offsets in the income. So overall, we're, as I said, almost $4,700 good to budget. On our common area, we're a little under budget by $174. And our meetings, our legal fees are obviously as you see, above budget. So in the community area, we're 5,878 above budget. In the gate expense for parcel 6, we're a little below budget there, so that's nice. Insurance, we're right on. Well, okay, we're $500. It's hard. We didn't really know what the new insurance rate was going to be back in October, November when we did the budget. The insurance did go up for the year, so we're going to see this going on for the whole year. We'll be at that a little bit above budget. And landscaping, we're significantly under budget, but you can see we haven't really done the tree pruning yet in that area. So that's most of the area we're under budget, and a little bit in landscape maintenance because the contract we went with the new landscape company was less than what we budgeted for. So you see that in the landscape maintenance. That's the contract price in that top line. So they're $1,000 good to budget for the whole year. There's a contract less than the previous company. Next page, please. In operations, we're a little above budget, and this is where it comes up what I mentioned. So our collection charges, you see, are not budgeted. Clerical is right on. The coupon statements are clerical's a little high, a little above budget, and that's where some of the offset comes in from your other income. Miscellaneous is exactly that. It's miscellaneous things that don't fit in other categories, a little above budget there. In repair and maintenance, significantly below budget. It's hard to budget for this one. It's break fix. We have a budget to fix things if it breaks, and we've only spent $736 so far, significantly under. The reserve contribution shows up as an expense. That's actually a transfer of funds that goes from operations into the money market account, and it ought to be right on budget because we physically move that money every month over. In our utilities, we're just a hair under budget, and that's pretty good. You can see it's really just electricity because, of course, our water is predictable as a flat rate. So overall, you can see our expenses are under budget by $10,007. As you recall, we were over budget over on the positive side of budget and income. So our net positive to budget for the first 4 months is $15,406. Doing well. Some of that is timing. We might use some of that up, certainly like tree pruning. We just haven't, bill hasn't hit yet. There's backup material in the board report of the bank statements and reconciliations, etc. Board, do you have any questions on the financials?
No.
No.
Sorry, I do on the.
Okay, Ron?
Yeah, on the money market that we have, I believe is expiring end of this month or early
Go to
next.
the balance sheet, please. One more page up, page 4. Page 3.
Yeah.
Okay,
like
so
50,000.
if you recall, at 2 meetings ago, we were going to do you voted to do the sweep.
Yes.
So that's in process. The bank hasn't finished doing whatever paperwork magic they have to do. So the money market doesn't expire, but you have a CD, as you see right above it,
Yeah,
over at
yes.
CIT Bank that expires the end of this year.
Actually is
So that
ends end of this month, I believe, or end of June.
the CD
Yes.
that I have at 12/31/21. Okay,
Check it
then
again.
we'll certainly look into that. I thought that's when it ended. We'll look at the CD itself
Yes.
and see if it does. If it does end at the end of June, then I'll email the board and say, here's our options of rolling it to a different CD and what you like to do.
Yeah, I think that's the old management's bank account. Let's go ahead and transfer it to our new accounts. And then we
Correct. That was a CD from last year or previously.
previously.
That was I forwarded. All right. Thank you, Ron. Any other questions, board? Okay. Are there any questions from homeowners on the financials?
Yes.
Homeowners?
Yes.
Let me preface one thing. So at this meeting, and you guys have been great the last few months on all our meetings, we let you mute and unmute yourself. So please keep yourself muted to keep the background noise down, but you can unmute yourself. And the easiest way to do that is hold your space bar down, and that's like a push to talk switch. Hold it down, talk, and then let go, you're muted. Okay, ma'am, go ahead. What was your question?
Hi, I just have a question about the financials. If we are paying extra in lawyer fees, but have a bonus in things to be fixed. But from what I've heard, that there is a problem on Quinn. The wall has fallen down and it's just a big mess right now. Why don't we just, instead of spending money on a lawyer, fix it with the money we have?
We are currently in a lawsuit to
Right.
fix that wall.
That's
Correct.
what I'm saying. That doesn't, to me, it doesn't make any sense. We're spending money on a lawyer when we have money to fix it.
Well, the money we're spending on the lawyer and the lawsuit is not regards to actually fixing it itself. It's a separate issue. But we are engaged in a lawsuit with that wall being rebuilt.
It's on a main street, so it's not,
It's a party wall with 3 homeowners, and we have a lawsuit with one of those homeowners for the HOA to have the right to build the wall.
the right to.
That's about all I can tell. That's about all I can tell you. I really can't go into detail because it's an ongoing lawsuit.
Okay,
But we are engaged with that to build the wall. The HOA would like the wall built, so
Yeah.
we are doing
So
the
with the
legal methods or
homeowners.
tools.
It does
Yeah,
not look
so
very
that's right.
nice.
Excuse me?
I said, we would like that the homeowners of the neighborhood would like it to be fixed also. It does not look nice. It makes the neighborhood look.
We are all in agreement with that, yes. So we're
Armin,
trying to
that's
get
not
that
a
wall
factual
built as soon as
statement you
possible.
said. Armin, that's not a factual statement you said concerning the way that the lawsuit is or why it's that. That's actually incorrect, and you should correct yourself.
It is a factual statement, and I don't think we want
No,
to
it's not,
talk
sir.
about
It's not.
legal issues here, do we, John?
No, you're the one that brought it up. The one that made an incorrect statement. I think the community should know what's going on and how resources are being allocated.
We are in a lawsuit with a homeowner that the homeowner is blocking us from building the wall. That is factual.
Well, I'm not going to go into details, but that is not a factual statement. I repeat myself for the record.
Okay, let's, any other questions on the financials? Okay, board, we entertain a motion to accept the financials as presented.
I make a motion, we accept the financials as presented.
I'll second that.
Do I have a second? Thank you. Any further discussion from the board on the motion? Any homeowner discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you very much. All right, the landscape update. I just wanted to give a brief landscape update on the agenda. The south monument sign at Warner and Greenfield Road was finished last week. Today they finished the north monument sign. I think we've got a couple pictures here. Came out real nice. New plants, fixed up the irrigation. They put that concrete curbing in. So that's the pictures of today of what they were able to do. And then the other 2 monument signs they're going to do next week. So that's coming out real nice. I just wanted to show that.
That looks great. That looks great.
Looks
Totally
way
thank
better.
you.
Way better.
Yeah.
Very good. Next agenda item, please. Fence and wall repair. So on parcel 6, we discussed this the last meeting. We have 3 proposals for you. They don't all exactly match. One of them was iron only. The other 2 were full proposals, and it encompasses the wrought iron repair on the south park, which is where the basketball court is. So board, have you had an opportunity to review the proposals?
I've looked them over. It's not necessarily, comparing apples to oranges.
Based on engineering, or was that based on just to fix it as it is?
The we have a small masonry wall that's like a little pony wall there. Most of the wall is actually the wrought iron view fencing that fell down, that was rusted out, and as the concrete has been undermined, excuse me. So the three fence companies went out. One obviously only does the wrought iron. Sun King and Titan both bid the entire project, and they're not exactly apples and apples, but they're as close as we could get from those. And the engineering company that we had do the engineering work on Quinn, and that we have a proposal to review and report on all the other walls, did not review this wall yet. So if you go for, you have several choices here. We can decide on one of these tonight. We can, the next agenda item is the engineering report. We can wait for the engineering report on this wall and ask the engineers to say what really needs to be done on this wall, and then go out and rebid. It has been down a while, but that's up to you. It may be a good choice to go and figure out what exactly needs to be done on this one also.
Can we possibly vote on the engineering and then have them look at that and then compare apples for apples on these two bids to get a
If that's
better
what
view?
you would like, sure.
What does the board think?
It's up
Because
to
I
you
think
guys.
that's a huge difference in price.
Yeah, there is a huge difference between Sun King and Titan.
Yes,
Like almost not quite 20,000, but it's up there.
yeah.
All right, so let's, if I may, let's table this for the moment and go to the next one, Naomi.
Hey, Harmon, there's a chat from A. Schultz. Can you see the chat?
Sure. What about replacement shrubs, trees, and additional stone and stucco fixing around the community? I've not seen any new additions in that area. We were told that that's a project last year. Yeah, that is on the list, and we're getting these other things a little higher priority, but you are correct. We're working on those, and that'll be discussed at future meetings.
Harmon, when you
Thank
say go to
you,
the next,
A.
do you
Schultz.
just want the agenda up because it was the proposals
Yeah,
for the?
Yeah, let's go to the agenda. I don't remember what page it was on. So the agenda, wall inspection. Did I include it in the board packet? It was in the last one. So we
The
have a
wall
wall inspection proposal. Yeah, let's
I don't think that was in here
go
because
to.
I have down to
Yeah, it was in the last one, and I emailed it separately to the board. Yeah, it's not
okay.
in this one.
Let me see.
So board, if you had a chance in the last month to review the wall inspection proposal from Centrum and Kessler Engineering, what did you think about that?
I've got two things. First of all, I don't see any problem as far as it goes. I'm just wondering, there seems to be an awful lot of walls that are not included.
Let me speak
again,
to that
I
for a
don't
moment.
know what are our walls and what are our private walls. So
we went through our plat and we did all the party walls that are HOA walls in the community. And then I spoke with Ron earlier this week, and he pointed out a good point, that the wall that is on the east side of the property that is north of Warner, so it's neighboring the new, let's say, relatively new HOA. It goes from the horse trail all the way down to Warner. That actually is not an HOA wall. The HOA doesn't have land on the other side of it, and it's not an HOA managed wall, but it is on the map that I gave the engineering company to do a report on. So what Ron and I did discuss, and if you decide tonight to make a motion, I would suggest the motion be for management to negotiate a lower price, taking that wall out. And that wall seemed to be about 15% of the bid was in feet, was that wall. So I would imagine it would be a equal 15% or better price reduction that we should be able to negotiate off the bid price for the report. But all the other walls, we did look, and where there are party walls with the HOA, we put that up there. Since it's not in this report, Naomi, if you go to the board report, maybe you
Yeah.
can find
I just pulled up.
well, there you go. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
go to the map. Scroll down, you'll see a map.
Okay.
Way down.
Way down. Okay, let's see. Oh, here we go.
And you can't miss it. It has lots of color on it. There you go. And there's several maps actually for different parts of the community. So we'll go to the north of Warner map. Keep going. It's one of the others. That's there you go. So that whole right edge is not an HOA wall. So all the other walls you see are party walls with HOA land and homeowner land. And there's a little bit, there's like the two ones in the middle, parcel 6, you know, the gated area, they actually have two little walls. One we're talking about, which is the one that needs repair, right smack in the middle, and then there's a little one at the entrance. So the two parcels that go on the golf course are actually parcel 6 parcels, if you will. So go to the next map, please, just so everybody can see.
Which one are you looking for? There's a couple.
Either one, doesn't matter.
Okay.
This is the next one. All right, that's the, okay, that's the middle. So that's just south of Warner, north of Knox. So there's the shared HOA walls. And then the next one is the south of Knox walls. So you can see, you know, walls like the border the freeway. They're not HOA walls that border the homeowners. And there's that walk area on the east side that the HOA does not have that parcel. So those backyards that back up to that walkway that go over the freeway or not. Answer your question, Art?
Yeah, my specific question was there seems to be an awful lot of walls on Quinn that are outside, and yet the HOA repaired and painted them a couple years ago.
Let's all right, let's go up to the Quinn. That would be the north of Warner map. Naomi.
Hang on. Where did it go? Oh, right here.
That's
They're in
one
a
of them.
different order.
You got 1 out of 3. There you go. Okay, Art, which ones do you mean?
Well, when the walls were restuccoed and painted 2 years ago, they were done all the way up to, I can't really even read this. It's kind of all the way up to sagebrush. And
Yes,
yet it shows here that the community walls end basically 1 lot north of Appaloosa. It just seems like things have
zoom into
come and
that,
gone.
Naomi. Yeah, we can zoom into that a little bit and then go to the north end of Quinn. There you go. Is that where you mean, Art?
Yes.
Yeah, so for an HOA wall to be a party wall, the HOA has to have land or track on it. So if you start it at Rawhide and come down, you see there's no red lines because that's a public street and there's no actual HOA parcel or land between the wall and the street. So the homeowner actually owns up to their wall or, you know, to the street, if you will, and then the street right of way is the next property line. There's no HOA party wall on that part of Quinn, either side. And then you come down Quinn and starts on the east side of Quinn where there's homeowners. And then the golf course, of course, you know, has no wall anyway.
Right. Well, I understand that. I'm just saying that 2 years ago, the HOA paid to repair and paint those on Quinn.
Then that could have been a decision of the board at that time to do that, or in conjunction with the homeowner. I don't know if that makes the HOA responsible to repair and do engineering on, you know, engineer report and repair those walls. But the HOA has no legal responsibility in the CC&Rs for those walls.
Yeah, well, that's fine. It just seems to be a moving target is all.
no,
Okay.
Art, can I jump in? Art, we didn't paint any of those walls on the across from us. they paid for that. Our
Right,
neighbors-
that's across from us. I'm talking all the way down to Sagebrush. They painted them. The HOA repaired the walls all the way up to Saratoga, at least, and maybe Sagebrush. At
they
least on
did,
the west side.
Homeowners did.
I don't think so. It was the same contractor.
Yeah, they called me. They used the same contractor and they paid them directly. The house in a corner of Sagebrush is a friend of Darius. He called me and got the guy's number. And there was another home here on Saratoga that they took, that they maintained it.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like I said, in general, the proposal is okay. I just had that question about the limits.
We tried to get a waiver from homeowners so we can paint, and they felt like they don't want to give up. They want to take their full responsibility. We can talk about that some other time, but yeah, they took care. They paid for all of them.
Harmon, I had a couple questions I sent in the email about the proposal because he listed some options. He said option 1, and then there were no other options. And then I sent a couple screenshots on that proposal.
Yeah, I did not receive an answer on those at that time. I'm sorry. You want to wait to get those answers to make a decision? That'd be fine.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, we can email those back.
Harmon, I'm thinking that it would be premature to make a decision when we have outstanding questions that have not been answered. And I'd also like to lead the way on the reduction in price. And if we determine that there's 15% less wall to do, let's respond with a 15% reduction in price and let them, maybe respond to it in some way. Maybe they think it's more or less than 15%. But I think it's premature to be making this decision.
Very good. And we'll table it for the time being. That's fine. I will get those answers to you and see what the reduction in price would be.
But Harmon, for the record, I really think we need to do that. So we can't just keep kicking this can down the road.
No, we need to get this report done so we can start doing some needed repairs on the walls.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. Meeting dates for June and July. I have had some requests from the board to not have a meeting in June, July, and the next meeting will be in August. Is that what the board wants to do?
Yes, please.
Okay, could you make a motion that the next meeting will be the third Thursday in July?
August.
I'm sorry, August. Third Thursday in August, excuse me.
Third or fourth?
Fourth Thursday.
Fourth Thursday in August?
Fourth Thursday in August, not in July and not the 3rd.
Okay.
Yeah.
I make a motion that our next meeting be the fourth Thursday in August of 2021.
Okay. Right, we have a second?
I'll second the motion.
All right, any further board discussion?
As usual, if we need to do any kind of an emergency meeting, then we'll do that.
Absolutely. Okay, any homeowner discussion?
It looks like Bill has a question.
Okay.
Bill, I'm gonna ask you to unmute because we can't hear you. You can
You
hold
can
on.
unmute yourself, Bill.
There we go. I tried hitting the space bar, it wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, you got to
I
hold it
do have
down.
it about. Okay. I don't like the idea of postponing meetings that long in case of an emergency comes up. You need to define what an emergency is. Due to the fact that we got this wall with the iron rod fencing, that any day now this stuff is going to fall down, and you know how long that this has been going on. And I'm thankful that we're involved into it now. I just don't like the idea, well, let's wait postpone meetings instead of going to a monthly, you're then going to get, well, let's do quarterly, then you're going to get into yearly. I just don't like the idea that we've been doing monthly meetings. You need to continue that because that is what homeowners are expected of meetings, of being month, that they can come and join at any time and then realize there isn't one until August. Questions are going to come up. Why? And that's why, I mean, if the meeting's only going to be 5 or 10 minutes long, that's fine. You just need to have a meeting monthly so that homeowners are able to come in at any time and be present for the meeting.
I agree as well as a homeowner. The point of an HOA board is to represent the best interest of the homeowner. And if you folks decide to skip 2 months in meetings, what is the point of having this current board? If that's the case, I ask that the board resigns immediately.
Hey, John, thanks for your comments. We appreciate it. The reason we did that is because we expected everybody was going to be traveling for the summer.
That's fine. Regardless, we all have responsibilities in life. I would like to continue the board meetings, and that's the responsibility of people being on the board and deciding to take this position. This is not something that we take lightly, and we shouldn't take lightly whatsoever. Some very serious reasons why we should continue these meetings. We don't take breaks.
I understand that, and breaks are needed sometimes. And we do have
Please resign from the board. Please resign from the board.
Hey, why don't you stop
John,
talking now, John?
that's inappropriate, John.
No, it's
Please
not.
not,
This is a free country.
comment. Right, board. So let me comment on the emergency. So if we have emergency meetings, we can still have a 48-hour notice for a meeting. The meeting can be called by the president or 2 board meetings. On an ultimate emergency that we don't even have 48 hours in extreme case, the board can take action by unanimous consent via email, although it's rare that that happens. So if a opportunity comes to resolve the fence issue on Quinn or to do anything of great importance and emergency, the board, I believe, certainly would have a meeting. Is that true, Kevin?
Absolutely.
Please read
No,
the
it is,
CC&R. It says them there for continuous meetings. This is illegal.
John, please stop. I'm going to ask you to not speak out of turn. If we do that, we're going to have to go and mute everybody and talk in turn.
Harmon, what's the likelihood that we can get Criterium to actually, present the complete proposal in time for a meeting next month? I mean, we could shut down for July and August instead of June and July, because the wall is important to get this started. If we wait till August, we won't get anything done this year, actually.
Bill, go ahead.
Yeah, I understand that. It's perfectly fine with me because I respect you all. That's what you've been appointed for. I'm just questioning is what is the board's decision of doing so. So I'm saying if you're able to do that, then I'm happy. Postpone it for 6 months or a year. If that's what you can do, then I'm on board with it.
Yeah.
I just did not know what the ruling is about how we set up meetings and if you can postpone them. That's what my only inquiry was.
Yeah.
So yes, and then what constituted an emergency, being like weather related, something major happened that you have an emergency. Also, I believe is that as long as you had a quorum, I think you can hold a meeting at any basic time, if I'm not mistaken. So even though the meeting could be planned for next month, if you don't have a quorum, you can't have a meeting. So that way you wait until such time that you do have a quorum, that a meeting would be able to be taken place. I just don't know the rulings on that, that's all. And was just questioning about that. And me personally, was like saying, I like to see a meeting every month, but you're right. I'm not at every single meeting every month, but I know there is a meeting and I would like to be present for it. And I know a meeting will be held basically every 4 weeks. But the wait now for 12 weeks or so, that's a long period of time between homeowners and that. to that. So and possibly we can be talking to the HOA and let the HOA or the property management then go out to the HOA board members and do it that way. I'm just looking for options.
I'm
And if you
hearing,
guys need a break, by all means, take a break. I really appreciate your work.
Yeah, Bill, usually the way the meetings work are I believe our rules allows 3 meetings a year. We decided about a year and a half ago to have a meeting every month because there was so much going on. When we brought Harmon, we decided to have a meeting every month to inform you guys everything is okay, everything is under control. And most management companies usually do 9 months meeting and take 3 months off, however you want to divide it. Harmon doesn't do that. Harmon is open to anything. Because the board has been working so hard, we're still going to be involved, but to put that extra 3 hours, we can, but as a volunteers, we need a break. When in other boards, before I joined the board, they had meetings every month or every other month, and half the times they didn't have a quorum. So we couldn't accomplish anything. You remember that probably. So we're trying to do what's right for the community, but also what's right for us. We're still going to be working on behalf of the community. We're still involved with the attorneys, and we're still involved with the community. We just figured that during that time, there's no landscaping involved. There is no planting. There is no architectural because of the monsoon. So it's a good time to take care of everything on the email and then bring it up to you guys as one big meeting in August. That was our plan. But focus and board, everybody's been great.
I'm back on if you can hear me.
Yep.
Okay, very good. I'm sorry I missed, I got
Didn't know you were
dropped
gone.
off and it came back in. So I believe we're on the motion. There was the board discussion on the motion, then homeowner. Did we have, Naomi, did we have a first and second on the motion?
Yeah, we had for the motion to have the meeting the 4th Thursday of August. We did have a motion from Kevin, and then there was discussion about it. I think that just the main concern is if we can have some sort of emergency meeting or a meeting with 48 hours notice, if we can move forward on anything to do with the wall repair before the meeting in August, which the board and management are both open to.
Absolutely. Hopefully we'll get that resolved very soon or as soon as possible.
hey,
So
how
yes,
about,
that's always the case.
hey, Harmon, what if we do this? And, I'm going to let the other board members say, what if we have a meeting next month in June and we can hopefully make some progress on this, the view fence that's having issues, and maybe we'll have an update on the Quinn wall, and then we can go from there. One more meeting. It sounds like to me, the concern from the homeowners is that everything's going to come to a standstill, but even though things will keep moving, at least this way we can give them an update on what's been happening. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I'm fine with it.
Well,
I
Todd,
agree with Todd.
Todd, I like your comments. I think that most homeowners don't know that we typically are working on this almost daily. Naomi is sending us emails and we work on this all the time. It's just that the meetings where we get together to make executive decisions are currently once a month. I think when I joined, when I first moved here, it was like once every 3 months. But I'm actually glad to hear that the homeowners want meetings more often, especially when you consider how many homes there are and how few people attend these meetings. At least it's nice to know that the people who do attend like them and want them to happen. I think that because we have a couple things kind of in the fire, kind of left undone, let's see if we can't try and wrap up the loose ends on the all of our wall issues and get them nailed down and voted on in June, and then maybe we can take July and August off.
Is that an amendment to your original motion?
Absolutely, that is an amendment to my original motion.
I second that amended motion.
Where is it?
Okay, it looks like Harmon might have logged off on it. Okay, so Kevin, I just want to make sure that I'm stating this correctly. You originally motioned to have the next meeting the fourth Thursday of August. However, you're amending the motion to state that we will have our regular meeting next month in June to review issues such as the wall repairs, and then go from there to make a motion on if you would like to have the July and August months off for meetings. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, and then Art, you seconded it.
Yes.
Have any further board discussion on that motion? Do we have any homeowner discussion on that motion? Okay, hearing none, can I get an all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you. Motion carried unanimously. All right, so we'll go ahead and have your guys' meeting next month in June, regular schedule, which is the fourth Thursday, I believe. And then we'll go from there. Next meeting, you guys can discuss if you want to have the July and August meetings off. So we'll try and have more wall updates for you guys on everything and see if we can get those proposals and inspections for you at the next meeting so you guys can make some decisions. But as far as that goes for the topic on the agenda for meetings of June and July, we don't have any other discussion. All right.
I forgot one other thing.
Yes.
For the iron rod fencing here on our south of Knox, is there an option that homeowner could have to having a gate installed?
Gate where?
With the park where the basketball court is? So we have
No.
like that 2-foot wall?
No. We're not allowed to have gates through common walls.
Why?
I don't know.
Why
It's
is
just in
that?
CCNRs.
Is it walls that were like originally installed that are you talking about ones that are in your backyard or?
Yeah,
that are
the
up
one, it's the backyard that borders the park where the basketball court is. So rather
Okay.
than having an iron rod and a 2-foot tall cinder block, could we have the iron rod be as a gate and remove the cinder blocks that are there to make it as a walk?
Okay, hello, it's Harmon. I'm back on. I'm sorry about that again.
Oh, hi, Harmon.
I caught. Hi, I'm sorry. I caught the last 1 minute of discussion. You want to know if you can make a gate between the wall of the homeowner into the that South Park area onto the common area.
Correct.
As far as I recall, there's nothing against doing that in the CCNRs. It doesn't specifically say against it, but I would say that's an architectural request the board can approve or deny, as the board does govern the common area and approve and architectural requests for external, modifications to property.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. It was either that or I'd have to go to the landscaping committee to submit it as a landscaping option type of thing.
Yeah, so if somebody is interested in doing that, I would suggest you write up a architectural request and submit that to the board, and then the board can decide what they would allow.
Okay.
That's not a wall, that's not a block wall, that's a fence, right?
It's a pony wall with a view fence on top, correct?
Fence up on top, yeah, that's a,
Yeah,
that's a view fence.
it's like 2.5 feet of wall, maybe almost 3 feet, and then depending where you are, there's a 5-foot view fence, 4-foot view fence.
As what homeowners have done when they're up against the golf course. Since the HOA didn't have it, it was a owner-owned wall. They made gates there. Now I wasn't too sure about being with a party wall with the HOA, what the ruling is.
Yeah, that's correct. It's a party wall with the HOA. The golf course is not a party wall with HOA. Any other? I take it we're on Homeowner Forum. I kind of missed a few minutes there.
Yes, we have moved. We're on Homeowner Forum right now. So
Oh,
if
very,
there's
all right,
anything
very
else from any
good.
other homeowners.
Okay. For future agenda items is typically what we're asking for homeowners here. Okay, yeah, Naomi, is there anything in chat? I don't have a screen or anything anymore. I'm just on my phone. Any other chat issues we should cover before we adjourn?
I would like to talk about the
Santana Venture Park update.
I heard the word, want to talk about an update. I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Hi, Randy. Yeah, you can go ahead and talk about the adventure park if you'd like.
All right, thank you very
Oh,
much.
please do. Very good. Thank
Yes.
you.
The update on it is that we have hired an attorney, a fellow named Tim Lasota, who has been successful fighting the Gilbert Town Council in the past. We do have, we're to the point now that headcount is critical, meaning at the town council meetings, which will be next Tuesday, they're on the first and third Tuesdays of every month. The first Tuesday will be a small demonstration at 6 p.m. prior to the meeting at 6:30. Then you are allowed to speak and give your opinion, pro and con, of course, during that meeting. Then on the 15th, we have our actual appeal, and the attorney will help present at that point. We have learned a lot of things, including the fact that this lease was signed 4 years ago with no public meetings, no public notice. There was a legally required developer meeting in which the developer presented a cute little maze and a cute little miniature golf course and a splash pad that bore no resemblance to what turned up, a couple months ago. What we have is a situation that what appears to be a town councilman set it all up prior to resigning, and a couple weeks after resigning, he turns up as spokesman for this company, miraculously enough, who won the bid to build on that 4.55 acres. For those who don't know, they want to build what they call a family fun center. This one will include an 18-hole lighted music playing golf course, including a plane crash that's capable of crashing every 12 times per hour. It also includes a splash pad, and then of course a 21 gasoline powered go-kart track that will be 250 feet from the row of houses abutting Greenfield on the southern part of our HOA area. But as I say, head count is what counts now. The more people that can write letters to the council, the more people that can leave messages for the council, the more people that can come to the meeting next Tuesday at 6:30. And then the following, or the June 15th at 6:30, the better chance we have of having this placed elsewhere. Meaning this is a great project, the miniature golf course and so forth and so on, but it should be in the regional park. 111 cities that have 150 golf courses or go-kart tracks in them have said no. This will be the very first one. This has never been approved in the 6 southwestern states. And I'm guessing if I expanded my search, we'd find the same thing in the other states as well, because the ratio is so overwhelming. So 111 cities have said no, with 150 golf courses. Ours say yes. And it's because of a councilman who knows all of these people in the previous administration, especially. He's known them 5, 10, 15 years. Super nice guy. Couldn't be a nicer neighbor, as an example, let's say. But when he puts on his lawyer hat, he turns into a defensive tackle for the Detroit Lions and will stomp on your face to win. And that's what he's done. He has misdirected us at every opportunity, has outright opportunity. I don't know if there's any legal standing on any of that, but if we have head count saying this isn't good for our neighborhood, this should be in the regional park, that's where our last shot stands. Thanks.
To piggyback on that, what's the board's opinion or position on all the apartments that are being built or being discussed in the Morrison Ranch right on Higley and Warner? I really think that is going to affect our home values. And that was something that they're trying to change the zoning law that was already taken care of, and now they're trying to switch it around and add more apartments. Hello? Where'd everybody go? Hello?
Yeah, I hear you. Board,
Okay.
want to comment?
Hello, I was going to ask if it might be possible for management or with the board's support to send out a notice to the homeowner members of the HOA regarding the schedule of those public activities so that we could make an effort to attend and participate.
Board, would you like us to do that?
I think we could do it by email. I wouldn't want to
Yes,
spend
that's what I meant.
$600
Yeah.
for a hard copy.
No, I was just
Yeah,
suggesting if an email could be sent to all the members so that we have the dates and times and locations, it'd be a facilitation of better attendance.
Okay. Randy, can you email that information to Harmon so that he can email it out?
I will do that.
Dates and times and addresses?
I will do that first thing in the morning, Kevin. Thanks.
Okay.
Very good. We'd be glad to.
And also, I don't think that Amy got an answer to her question.
I did not.
And it might be that none of us have an answer to her question, but I want to at least acknowledge the fact that she did ask. I don't know a lot about what's going on at Morrison Ranch. I mean, I've heard that there's something going on, and I've heard something about zoning changing, but I don't know enough about it to answer any of your questions, Amy.
Well, just as a resident in this area, it will affect our crime rate, our traffic, right here on Warner and Higley, which is, between Warner and Higley, Greenfield is right there. And that will really bring down our homeowners value.
Amy, I think you hit the nail on the head saying as a homeowner and as a resident, I don't think the board can take a stance. It's kind of out of the norm for an HOA board to take a stance on something like that unless it's directly related to the community.
But isn't it directly related if it's going to affect our?
That's east of Higley.
Yeah, that's not part of HOA Greenfield Lakes. So it's kind of out of, I mean, obviously we're standing up to the Santan Amusement Park as residents because we're concerned about what's going on right across the street from the HOA.
Right.
And in my opinion, I don't like what they're talking about in Morrison Ranch, but as an HOA board member, I can't say, hey, board, we need to get on board with this and start, initiating this, because then we're using HOA resources for something outside of the scope of what a board member is supposed to do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay, just as a homeowner, I know it will affect our values. So I just thought maybe it was something that could just be a little note in, an email or something. Just be aware of this. Go to a town council meeting.
If the board's responsibility is to represent the best interest of the homeowner as an HOA, and the interest of the homeowner's property value is being negatively impacted by a potentially foreseeable and understood circumstance, I would think that the board would at least make an effort to become informed and aware of what's going on and to inform the homeowners, and maybe even to collect some polling about the position of the homeowners, not necessarily the position of the board, but the position of the homeowners as a group that they could help facilitate. I mean, the true reason for having an HOA association is to represent the best interests of the homeowner.
Right.
And I think that every one of the board members agrees with you on that. We can send out little notifications on these issues in the email, Harmon? Can't we just put in, you know, blurbs about what's going on, current events and something like that? And if you want to get deeply involved, then it's, you know, like Lori mentioned in the chat, that there's groups that are set up right now that are banding together, going to, I've been to every city council meeting since this Santana amusement park has started. So I'm doing it as a resident, because I can tell you, is your name John? I can't tell by your screen name.
James.
James, sorry. So I can tell you, and here's where the issue comes in, James. You say negatively affect property values. We can't really determine that. You can say, yeah, this whatever zoning changes, family housing is going to negatively affect property values. But everybody said that about Top Golf and Main Event also, but yet property values rose. So it's kind of hard for us to determine as a board. We can assume, and like you said, we can guess that it negatively affects property values. But as a resident, I can tell you, yeah, I'm going to stand up to it.
I guess the only thing, I appreciate your comments, and I'll close by saying, I think the one potential advantage of having an HOA is that we know a group membership roster. We know that the folks have a common interest. If the board is providing some information about activities that may prevail on the surrounding neighborhood, it can be of advantage to each member who's paying dues to the association to be served by the board.
Agreed.
Definitely.
Follow-up question, where is this meeting supposed to be held at? At the City of Gilbert Town Council? Where is it?
I can give you a ride, Bill.
Yeah, Bill, all the town council meetings are at the town council chambers on Gilbert and Civic Center.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you for your comments, board. We'll entertain a motion to adjourn the open session.
I'll pass a motion to adjourn the open session.
Do I have a second?
I second it.
Any further, thank you. Any further board discussion? Any further homeowner discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you very much, board. Thank you very much, homeowners, for your participation this evening. I apologize for the technical difficulties being a couple thousand miles away, but I was able to still participate, and I'm glad I was able to. And thank you, Naomi, for doing the host side of the meeting in Arizona. Board, you please stay on for executive session. We're going to ask the homeowners to dismiss themselves at this point. Everybody have a good evening.